Today I thought I would take you all on a walk with me. This is my neighborhood. This is where I live around here. This is where I say 1866 Drew Circle. And I decided to bring you guys up to speed with what's going on, because I'm about to move forward with my life, and I have decided to say a few things before that happens. Let's see. So, first of all, I appreciate just being out here, walking out here, enjoying the fresh air, enjoying just being outside, because it was a long time coming for me to be able to enjoy being outside without it being something that's filled with anxiety, because at one time I was so bound to my house that I could never imagine me just walking around out here, just enjoying outside. But I'm out here. So I decided to take you guys on a walk with me, especially because I saw someone on YouTube do it, one of my favorite channels, and as she walked around, I just thought that was a great idea to take you guys with me. Where do I begin? Another reason that I'm actually taking you guys with me is because, it's just important for me to document certain things. My life has been turned upside down. I have been dealing with coming to terms with a lot of different things, and it is extremely difficult for me to share all of this, but I decided that's what I'm going to do. Why? Because there's a need for me to do that. There's a need for me to do that. And so that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, where do I begin? I'll begin with being transparent, actually. Again. And I'm gonna put this information out there. I'll dox myself. I don't need people to dox me. I can dox my own self. That's easy to do. So I'll dox myself. My current address is 1866 Drew Circle. And I will be leaving here shortly. There's some things I wanted to make sure that I said, because once I'm done with speaking on this, I'm definitely the type of person that deals with things in a legal fashion. I don't deal with things in a fashion of foolishness. That's just not my style. So I deal with things in a legal fashion. But there are a lot of things that's been happening for the last few weeks now, especially ever since I spoke out in my video to where I am speaking on the truth. There are a lot of things that I spoke out on. And ever since then, there's been a lot of strange things that's been happening. Wow, you hear the birds? It's beautiful. They always hang out with me when I come outside. There's a few things that may trigger some people that I'm going to say. If anything is triggering, I do encourage you to click off the video. It will not resonate with everyone. It may be very triggering to some, especially those of you who deal with like religion. And I'm just going to be honest about it, because some of the things that's been going on with me the average person would not believe the things that happens to me. They just won't believe it. It's unfortunate that I pretty much do not know who I am. It's unfortunate that my whole life has been trying to be stolen from me by a group of people who feel entitled to my life. They feel entitled to my stability, my freedom, my life itself. I know that sounds pretty weird. It sounds very far-fetched, but it's actually the truth. I don't understand it myself, and that's probably because I'm not trying to understand it. Anyone out here who feels that they are God themselves, to where they haven't given you life, but they can take it away, it's a shame. It's a shame to me. I've been going through things like, I want you guys to understand some things. Black magic is real, okay? Let's start there. I've had a group of people, from my neighbors to what I would call a karmic mother. And why would I say a karmic mother? Because I have no idea who Betty is. I have no idea who she is. And like I said before, I don't have to dox anybody. YouTube is filled with brilliant, the YouTube community, they do due diligence. That's the one thing I can say. You can't get anything past the YouTube community. They will look some stuff up. And I'm actually banking on that, you know. That actually works in your favor when you're telling the truth. And all you have to do when you're in a situation like I'm in right now is, at first you just allow individuals to talk themselves into showing who they really are. You don't have to say anything. Number one, because it's a waste of time. You never want to, what's the saying? You never want to get in the mud with filth. So you let people show themselves. You let them show who they are. You know, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your family. I don't care if it's your own mother. I don't care if it's your own children. I don't care if it's so-called friends. I don't care if it's a spouse, ex-spouse. I don't care. We have a tendency to give people credit according to the title that they not necessarily earned, but they just happen to have that title because of whatever reason, you know, because of life, you know. If somebody raised you, that's mom. If you gave birth to some kids, those are your kids, and so on and so forth. But then you have to ask yourself a few questions. You have to ask yourself a few real questions. See, me personally, I don't really respond to foolishness, only because I'm not a foolish person. And I wholeheartedly believe a hit dog will always holler every time. You just sit back and let them holler. Let them show who they really are and what they're really about. Sometimes it may shock you. Sometimes it may shock you the things that your own family members do. And part of the reason why I'm speaking out about this is because I thought it was just me. But from the looks of things, there's plenty of people out here who's going through some kind of situation like this, to where your own family members, your own so-called friends, you would be surprised of who they are and the things that they would do to you. It would shock you. It would shock you so hard to where you will not even recognize who they are until you just soak it up. Until you just soak it up, you accept it for what it is. When people show you who they are, I don't care who it is. When people show you who they are, believe them. Believe them. Don't doubt it. Don't question yourself. Trust your intuition. Your intuition is the thing that's not going to lie to you. Your intuition is the thing that you can guarantee. You can trust it. Why? Because it's divine. So you can trust those little taps on your shoulder that's telling you something's not right. And like I said, anybody can be kind to you, and anybody can portray themselves to be whatever, you know, until there's a misunderstanding or there's a disagreement, or until you say no. Now, once you say no, you'll start finding out who's who. That's just the way it works. And then once people are in a certain situation to where their back is up against the wall because of the misdeeds that they have done, then you get to see who's who, and you get to see what's what. You get to see all of that for yourself, all of it. And it's interesting. It is very interesting to watch. Because, let's take me for example. I have raised 3 kids on my own. And when I say have always been, and these are things, again, do your due diligence. You can do everything from contact schools, principals, teachers, kids, friends, everything. The truth will always set me free. And that's why I stand on it. That's why I live by it. I've always been the type of parent that I would put my life on the line for my kids. I would give my kids anything. I would do anything in the world for them. And I'm sure that I'm not the only one. I'm sure that there are tons and tons of parents out there who feel that way. Who feel that, you know what? At the end of the day, I would do anything for my kids. At the end of the day, I would do anything for them. I'm here to protect them. I am here to, teach them right from wrong. I'm just here to do the right thing, to be a good parent to them. I'm sure that there are many, many parents out there like that. It doesn't have to be a woman. It could be a single dad. It could be, mom and dad together. It's not exclusive to anyone. There's times when you feel like you know your own kids, just like they think they know you. I refuse to take away the years that I have put into parenting. I refuse to take away all of the things that I have done. I refuse to let anyone take away the years of blood, sweat, and tears that I have put in as a parent. Thank goodness I don't have to rely on the opinions of people who either don't know me or the other parent who did absolutely nothing to help, who only wants to get involved now because it's for their own benefit, their own gain. And it's unfortunate when your kids are just too naive to understand that. But naive or not, they have free will. So they're making their choices to do what they do. Okay? So I have 3 kids that, forget all of the 20-something years that I've taken care of them. Overnight. And it's heartbreaking for some. But for me, I'm over the heartbreak. I just see it for what it is. I accept it for what it is, and I'm moving on. But to see those very individuals that you would give your life for, and I have put my life on the line many times for these individuals. Right, Jermaine? Oh, by the way, Jermaine, remember when the kid was waiting for you sitting on the steps? He was ready to kill you after the party. And I was sleeping, and I heard the gunshot go off, and I came running outside. The recording that Amari has, and the gun was put inside the house when I came running outside to beg him to please not murder my son. Remember that? It was on YouTube at one time. I don't know what happened to it, but it was on YouTube at one time. But as I said, you guys do your due diligence, because people can say what they want, but there's always proof. There's always proof to people doing the wrong thing. Or there's always proof to what the real truth is. So, remember that, Jermaine? Well, I made sure I took a picture of that, and I'm making sure that I'm going to take the proper precautions to defend myself, because I can see now how desperate you guys are for money. I've taught you guys to never sell your soul. You are priceless. There is no amount of money in the world. Nobody can offer me $10,000 or $15,000 to ever turn my back on my own. Just knowing that my own kids can be bought out, flip on me, then run a whole pack of lies. Now, let me be clear. Some of the things that's coming to my attention is not false. Anything that's not false, I can own up to it. I am accountability queen. I own up to stuff like you wouldn't believe. It's not a problem for me at all to own up for anything. So that's the main thing that I am talking about, is taking accountability. That's the main thing that I'm talking about. And that's something that I've never had a problem with. So, because I don't know what's being said, because unfortunately I don't care, I know I will always have my opportunity to defend myself. But I do it in the right way, which is, I'll see you in court. You would never guess that kids that say they love you and you do anything for them, you give them your life. Imagine your own kids being a part of a plan to poison your food, to poison you in your drink. Imagine your ex-husband, your kid's father, someone you was married to, had kids with. Imagine that individual poisoning you, putting something in your drink, secretly recording sex with this person. And then this person puts it on the internet. If I'm not mistaken, that's a federal offense. But then again, we'll deal with that in court, because that's most definitely a federal offense, right along with stealing my mail and my identity. I will address all of these things when the time is right, which is in court. We're going to deal with this the right way. I have no interest at all with going back and forth with some petty foolishness. That's not my style. That's not how I do it. Sorry. But I will get on that stand and point you out. And I will tell my story from beginning to end. All of the hiring of the practitioners to do black magic on me. All of it. All of it. Stealing my identity. Stealing things that belong to me. Things that none of you guys work for. Isn't that ironic? Let me tell you guys how ironic this is. You have a group of people. Let's put yourself in my shoes. You have a group of people. Let's say you guys, for whatever reason, you find out that you're owed a certain type of stability, financial gain, a monetary stability. And let's say, like I said, put yourself in my shoes. Let's say you find that out, but you also find out the person who raised you knew about it. They did something underhanded. Them, along with your siblings, stole your identity, and they've been siphoning those monetary gains that are supposed to come from you, that was originated from your original family. So these individuals, they shouldn't have any claim on any of it. And even if they did, there's a way in which to go about that. Am I right? If that's the case, would you not want to go to court? Let the judge figure it out so it can be fair? But I'm assuming you didn't want that to happen, because if the judge had to figure it out, then it would be very clear that none of you are owed anything. You all felt entitled. Can you guys imagine being married to somebody, having kids with someone, and this person put hidden cameras in your house, have you in the black market, and you have no idea? They have you on their OnlyFans. They're making money off of some kind of, I guess what the legal technical term is revenge porn. I'm so glad that I pay attention to what's going on out here, because I know the things that's felonies. And as everyone who knows me knows, when it comes to legal stuff, I absolutely will get on that stand. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. But I wanted to say that part about, Jermaine, what happened to you, because I made sure I took a picture. I made sure I'm going to make the the proper moves. I'm making sure I'm saying the names of who has the video of it, because obviously you all are so desperate for money that you're doing anything in the world to try to set me up. Can you guys imagine that there's court cases going on about you and you have no idea? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine your own kids putting something in your food? Can you imagine that? Would you still claim them as your own? Because for me, I have 3 kids that I raised. Now it's just me. Now it's just me. I have no interest at all. I have no interest at all in having anything to do with anyone. None. I had no idea I had any monetary anything coming my way. All this time I was busy dealing with all these different diagnoses that I was given. I had no idea that black magic and stuff like that was a real thing. It's actually a real thing. You know, people gather, and it's unfortunate. This is part of the reason why I left Christianity when I was young. Because I'm not saying all, but there are some people who use the church as a front, and what they're actually doing is gathering, and they're siphoning people's energy. They're doing all kinds of things. They are sacrificing people. They are sacrificing people. Pay close attention, Keith. They are sacrificing people. I know it was pretty weird in my family. My Uncle Michael passed, Uncle Wayne, Uncle Ronnie. They just started going one by one, dropping. And it was weird. My Uncle Michael, he was just at work. So that's pretty strange to me. But then again, when it comes to someone like Betty, she'll sacrifice anyone for things that's not even due to her. It's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm looking forward to seeing you in court. I'm looking forward to looking you in your eye and pointing you out. I'm looking forward to justice. I'm looking forward to justice. Revenge porn, putting me on these black market sites, I'm looking forward to justice. All these phone calls against me with lies, the one thing that will piss me off is you attach me to anything with anything trafficking. Human trafficking, sex trafficking, any of that. I had the roughest life ever. But once you attach me to that, it will be my mission. It will be my mission to get justice. I won't stop until I get justice behind that. I'm just now finding out how someone who raised you can pass you around for money. Money that has nothing to do with them. Mind you, let me keep saying that part. Because these individuals who's doing all of this for money, and that's so sad, these are monies that's not due to these people. These are monies that has nothing to do with any of these people. It's greed. They sacrifice, and see, they sacrifice animals. I'm sorry, you guys, but even though I may be scary when it comes to big animals, I'm scared they're gonna bite me. I love animals. I've always been an animal lover, always. So it hurts my heart to know that animals get sacrificed. All you guys little altars, you guys wait to the moon, different moon cycles, so you can gather. You can do death spells on me. I feel the little pinches. I feel the little pokes, the little taps on my shoulder, or the little tap here, tap there. I feel it. But you have to come better than that, because I have the truth on my side. And there's nothing that you can do about the truth being on my side. Nothing. And I will see each and every person in court. Then you have a lady who you never met, who's been jealous of you. I can't even mention this lady because she's so irrelevant. She's like, what's that word? She's a non-factor. Always has been, always will be. She's like a serious non-factor. And so I laugh at the non-factor. I laugh at the non-factor. Because that's what she is, and that's what she always will be. Someone who's trying to place themselves into a situation and have the nerve to try to say, of all people, I'm after their husband. The only one thing I will say to this person is, you didn't really say that when we were married and you was a side chick. Now, did you? I was around way before you, sweetheart. Years before you. You came around as the quote-unquote friend, right? The work friend, right? But I'm the one that you're trying to point out? I don't think so. It doesn't work that way. See, I'll be honest. When it comes to this neighborhood, I can't trust anybody. Everybody's in some collective kind of, I don't know what to call it. I don't know what to call this. But I'm just happy to just be leaving here. Especially because all day long, I mean, I've been living here for a little bit, but all day long, now with so much traffic going back and forth with people stalking me, using different cars and all kind of foolishness, you know? They tried to set the house on fire. I can go on and on. I can go on and on with the things that has been done to me. With the things that has been done to me. But I won't, because there's going to be a time for it. And I absolutely will go on and on. I will have my day in court for each and every one of you. And that's another thing. Everybody's going crazy trying to, and what's the word everybody keeps saying online? Trying to unalive me because they don't want me to get to court. This is a real thing. This is going to be a real big story. You guys better pay attention. Keep up with it. I'm giving it to you. This is the beginning of it. Keep up with it. It's going to get worse. If I were you guys, I would save this video because it's going to be relevant later. It's going to be relevant. Even with me having to leave my home. And yes, I'm sure I'm hearing about, oh, she left and she took the money. Yeah, well, guess what? That was the night that you guys were trying to have somebody come. And that was the night that you guys were trying to have somebody come and kidnap me. Right? Did you guys put that part out there? No? You didn't? You didn't put that part out there. Okay, I'll do it. That's the night you guys were trying to have me kidnapped. Or what about the time when you left the knife inside the mailbox? But then again, every time I call the police, nothing gets done. Why? So weird. The police come here and talk to these people. Have my ex-husband keep coming in the house recording me. He doesn't live here. No, he's never been around for anything. So it's hilarious for him to even think that he's a part of anything. But yet they still keep coming in the house and coming in the house and coming around me and coming around me. It still keeps happening. Look at this. And just to show you guys something, I can't show it to you, but this right here is what it's about. This is what it's about. When you fight hard for yourself, this is what it's about. That is my passport. Since people have been taking my mail, taking my birth certificate, using my identification, doing all kind of foolishness. Doing all kinds of foolishness. I don't have much to say. I just wanted to take everybody for a walk with me. I wanted to grab my passport. I will be leaving this house shortly. I put my address and stuff out there. Why? Because just in case something happens to me, you all can take this story and run with it. You all can take this story and run with it. Hold on. But as I was saying, this is what it's all about, guys. This is what it's about. I got my passport. And you know what that means. That means life begins. That means I'm not stuck. That means no one can hold me back. That means no matter how many lies that's being told about me, no matter how many things that's being said to try to set me up, to try to make me look like a bad parent, people doing all kinds of things with my identity, all kinds of stuff is going on. It would just blow you guys' mind. But guess what? Don't let it blow your mind. Keep up with the story. keep up with this story. For the YouTubers who are really good with doing their research, keep up with the story. When I tell you it's going to pay off for you, it's going to pay off for you. And I have no problem with that. I have no problem with anyone capitalizing off doing your due diligence and putting out the truth. Because the truth is what matters. The truth is what matters. So all of these people who can get bought off and they can get paid to do things to you, I have neighbors on each side. They get paid to watch me. Like I said, I'm not going to get too deep into it because there's a time and a place for everything. But again, 1866 Drew Circle, that's my address. That's my address. I will be leaving here tomorrow afternoon. And so I'm definitely putting this out there because I know that it's known that I'm leaving here tomorrow, thanks to someone who I thought was a friend, and I had no idea that they too was bought off. And then once I discovered that, I didn't even do anything mean. I didn't even judge them. I just moved on. But as I always say, a hit dog will always holler. That's just the way it works. A hit dog will holler every time. Every time. So it's beautiful to me that I have my passport, which means life is just at the beginning for me. It's the beginning stage for me. I can't explain how excited I am. I really can't. I can't explain how excited that I am. You know, I have, oh, matter of fact, I can even show you guys. People were trying to do a fake robbery. So they went around the house messing with the cameras and, like, here you go, like cutting the wires to everything. All of the lights and stuff that I had put up. Yeah, family first, for sure. All of the lights and stuff that I had put up, they went around cutting the cords to it, yanking everything out, yanking all the stuff out all over the patio. This is what people are doing. This is what people are doing. I had cameras up here right up until it was being used against me. People were using the cameras to track me so they can know when is the best time to try to fraudulently either, you know, do a fake kidnapping, or they literally were going to try to do a fake robbery once they had all of the light bulbs in the hallway and all throughout the house. All of the light bulbs were out, which is weird because I'm the one who do the maintenance in the house along with everything else, right? The cooking, cleaning, everything. No one has to do anything, just me, right? Is that not the truth? So yeah, it was pretty weird to me that all of a sudden all the light bulbs are out all by my room. These people are so desperate for money. They were hiring people to take me out, or what do you guys say, unalive me. They were hiring people to unalive me. That's the sickest thing I've ever heard. And why are they hiring people to unalive me? Well, they're hiring people to unalive me because they want money. I guess that they feel, well, they know, well, Betty knows that was left to me. That has nothing to do with any of these people, because that's apparently my ancestors' money. And for those of you who take it very seriously, when it comes down to your ancestors, you know when it's time to get justice for your ancestors, you won't quit. You won't quit until you get justice for your ancestors. And I won't. I'm going to get justice for my ancestors. I'm going to get justice for me. Against everyone. Each person individually. From mother, well, I don't even want to call it that. From Betty to Tracy to Diane to, oh, even down to your kid, their husband, Emmanuel. badass. You're a badass hacker, huh? Try to tell everybody that. No one wanted to believe me. But you're a badass hacker, aren't you? You're going to hack your way right into the courtroom. It's a damn shame that you have all of that military clearance and you're using it for no good. They should really look into that. Okay? I'm a Navy veteran, so and all the Navy veterans out there, it's people like this that turns our stomach. There's some veterans out here who took our service seriously. We took it seriously and we served with honor. Now we may not have, made rank quickly or anything, or maybe whatever, but we serve with honor, and we know what we signed up for. But it's those people who, they use the military, they get clearance, they start digging into people's personal lives, they start taking the training that the military has given them to save and protect the United States, and they're using it for all kind of underhanded things. So even you veterans out there, hold on to this video, because it's going to shock you when the truth comes out. It's going to shock you. It's going to shock everyone. The things, just pay. Matter of fact, this is a little assignment before I end this, because I have some things to do. I'm actually in a great mood, so I'm ready to make a music video. So I'm about to work on that next, while I pack my things. And please let it be known. Again, I put my address out there. You know how you guys like to get on that Google thing and stuff like that? Yeah, sure, you guys can sit there and monitor my house. That's fine. Maybe you'll see for yourself how many times these people pass by my house stalking me. How many times they come in the house and they keep going into the garage. Right, Jade? Who, you've never really gone in the garage before, but you keep going in there. Look, I know how you guys are now. So whatever it is you're trying to do, however you're trying to set me up, it's not going to work. I will see each and every one of you in court. And every single thing that you have accused me of, please understand, I will have my day in court. I will have my day in court, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. I don't care who you hire. I don't care what practitioner you hire. I don't care how many flights you have to take, how many practitioners you need to hire. I don't care how much mirror magic you have to do. I don't care how much death spells you have to do. I don't care how much black magic you have to send my way. I will have my day in court to tell the truth. To tell the truth. Because there's so much going on here that it's time that the truth comes out. Not just about these folks, but about a lot of stuff. And I'm just the person to do it. I'm just the individual to do it. That's why I'm here. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So I'm going to stop right here, because I'm so excited again, because this is what it's all about. That's the beginning, to me, of a new life. This place right here, 1866, my kids can have it. Their dad can move in here and take my room. The way he came in and took my kids over and turned my own kids against me. But you got to remember something. I keep calling them kids. They're in their 20s. They're in their late 20s. You want to know the sick thing about that? I have protected my kids so heavily their whole lives. Even my young son, who has a kid on the way, doesn't understand these very people around him. He doesn't even understand how this whole thing works. They're trying to siphon energy off your unborn kid. But you're too silly to understand that. But keep believing everything that you hear. Keep doing the things that you're doing. Trust me when I tell you, and you guys know me very well, I'm going to have a smile on my face in court as I point each and every one of you out, as I testify against each and every one of you. So, YouTube world, if anything happens to me, here is the video you need to hold on to. You can surveil my house to see who goes back and forth. Do your due diligence about my neighbors, the family. See, and I know that there's names that I'm missing. Wow, Dre, my cousin Dre, who I thought was one of my favorite cousins. Damn, Dre, they bought you out. Andy, they bought you out. I didn't know that could happen. See, it took me a few days to get past the shock of it all, especially when it came down to my kids. My ex-husband, I'm not shocked about anything because he's been filthy for the longest. And no one cares that he's sleeping with Ja. No one cares. No one cares. She's sad, he's sad, they can have each other. People do things like that to get a reaction out of you, like, oh, I know how to hurt you, let me do that. I know why you did it, Ed. I know you're hurt. I know something that you said to me one day. I'll bring it up. I'll bring it all up when I'm on the stand. I remember what you said to me, so I could see that it triggered you. And that's probably why you did what you did with Ja. But now look where y'all at. Now look at the situation you guys are in. Karma's something else, ain't it? And I don't wish karma on anyone, but you have developed your own karma. You have created your own disgusting karma with thinking you had the right to take my life. You don't have the right to take my life. Betty doesn't have the right to take my life. Your girl don't have the right to take my life. My kids don't have the right to take my life. My family, well, these relatives does not have a right to take my life. To my cousin Keith, I have no idea if you are in on this. You have been my ride or die my whole life. But at this point, as you can see, I can't trust anyone. I can't trust anyone. But I will say this much. I hope you don't have anything to do with them sacrificing Uncle Michael, because that was a sacrifice. And if you are real like I thought you were, then that's going to hit you hard. That's going to hit you hard to know that, because it hit me hard to know that. All these little secret societies and stuff like that these people are part of, that, you know, good old auntie, good old auntie, sacrificing folks left and right. She doesn't give a damn about anyone. These people did it for the money. Even you, pay attention. Pay attention. But sadly, I have consciously made a decision to let go of everyone and anyone that has anything to do with anything of my past. I am walking out of this door tomorrow. I will not look back. I don't want anything to do with anyone. Ever. Let me make that very clear. Ever. Ever. Not one of you. You guys will sit and think about the things that you've done to me. That's if you're mature enough to sit within yourself and think about how you were bought. For my kids who keep coming back and forth in and out of here trying to be disrespectful to me, trying to get a reaction out of me, I'm the one who taught you guys. I have to give a shit for you to get a reaction out of me, and I don't. But I will see all of you in court, and that's a fact. That's a fact. So now I hope you guys can come on in here so I can go ahead and let the authorities know that they need to check the garage. You know, I got all the information already ready. And on that note, let's go.